Life is meant to be good and easy, and you can have what you want, all you want, easily. So why is it that we have people living like this? Sometimes a lot, sometimes a little, but really that's not a natural place for us to be. We shouldn't be down in the dumps and feeling stuck or powerless. That is not natural to us as human beings at all. Now, it's okay and natural to feel that momentarily, but quite frankly, the more connected you get with the understanding of the creative process, which is all of this, which I've explained in other videos, and all these elements of the universe, then here, these elements of the universe here, then you understand life in a way, and you can process everything in your day in a way that keeps you feeling more like this. So that's the power and the value of knowing the creative process and reconnecting that. Now, faulty beliefs are going to interfere with you holding yourself in that connection. So that's something you want to do every day, is reconnect. And if you're feeling negative, reconnect, so that you realize how good you are, how powerful you are, how amazing you are, and how good and powerful, amazing this universe and all of its elements are to you. And the more that becomes fluent within you, then the more you live like this, and the less you feel like this. So let's take a look at what the process is, why it's true that life is meant to be good and easy, and why you can have what you want easily. And again, this is a different way to talk about the creative process, but I think it will appeal to you in terms of understanding how things flow naturally in life. So it's very natural as you go into your day that you're going to see things you don't like, whether that be things that are present that you don't like or things that are absent that you would want to have in your life. And that's a very natural thing, because that's the asking. That's the natural asking of life. We don't have to pray or affirm or visualize to ask. Just because we experience something we don't like, our inner being, right here with us all the time, the larger part of us, the eternal part of us, pure positive energy part of us, knows what we want. So some part, maybe our job is not the way we want, maybe our financial situation is not the way we want, maybe our relationship is not the way we want. And our inner being knows all of that, even if we are not consciously thinking about it in any way that we're thinking we don't like it and we would want something different. We may be just so entrenched in the circumstances that we're not seeing this bigger picture, and we're just kind of staying here. But our inner being always knows the bigger picture and always knows all of this all of the time. So it knows that there's no bad days, no bad times. You're never bad, you're never wrong. None of that stuff. That's all faulty belief stuff. It just knows that you've experienced some contrast, the very natural part of the creative process. That's part one, the asking. And that's a beautiful thing, because that allows the universe to expand. And that's what this universe is all about, joyous expansion. So as soon as you do experience something that is unwanted, your inner being puts that up, sets it up as a vibrational reality. And it's there. It's omnipresent. So it's with you. It's with your vibrational reality. It's everywhere. And that's why it can connect you and set up all the details of the path, because it is in tune with everything of the universe. Excuse me. So it's standing with the things that you want, and so it never feels lack. It never feels like you don't have what you want, because it knows you do have what you want. And so if you could get yourself to a place where you could know strongly that you have what you want as your inner being knows, you'd never feel like this, never more than briefly, until you remembered, oh, wait now, if I don't like this, that means I got something over here that's on its way to me. And so then you turn a feeling of sadness or disappointment or powerless or hopeless, you turn that into excitement and enthusiasm. and eagerness and anticipation. You see just how quickly that just knowing this, you can turn the way you feel about things. So it even gets better. So let's keep going. So now you have asked for, and you have asked for so many things in your life, and they are all here, all lined up, all queued up, ready for you to receive. Begin receiving the path to them in the next 60 seconds, because 60 to 90 seconds of good feeling thought, focused good feeling thought, is enough to get some momentum going, positive momentum to the law of attraction, and it's going to start bringing you the details of the path, which are what this is. This between where you are and the things that you don't want, and being in the place where you are, where the things turn into what you do want, become what you do want. There's this path, there's this piece in the middle. And this is so interesting because in traditional life, we think between where we are and what we want, it's a hard road. We got to get some money. We got to get some people together. We got to get some resources. We may need to get some education. How are we going to get that? And then the list goes on and on and on about all the things we got to put together. And this road looks like it's we start off excited. We start off feeling like this. And then as we look at more details and we don't have answers and we don't know how it's going to come to us and we're not sure what the next step is. And then we start getting beat down, and then we start looking like this again. But that's not the way of natural life. That's the way of traditional faulty belief life. In the way of natural life, since we know this is happening, and we learn about what the path means. It means when you're feeling good, that you receive inspired action, and it's fun, and there's ideas flowing to you, and there's surprises and delights in your day. They just show up. There's satisfaction, there's impulses to act, there's good feeling thoughts. It's not a hard road between you, where you are, with where things that you don't want, and the receiving of what you do want. That is not a hard road. That is completely a faulty belief. It is such a fun and easy road. That's the way this universe set it up. Joyous expansion. It's expansion that happens in a joyous way, and this is the exact reason that explains that. Now, we do have a choice on the kinds of thoughts that we're going to choose, and that's our part in the creative process in our human form. And so if we choose negative, see, look at that, we can block the door here. We don't get in on this path. If we choose negative feeling thoughts because we're not understanding all of this and we're believing in all that faulty belief stuff that we picked up along the way, and that life is hard and we can't have what we want, or we don't know if we can have it, then we end up going through this door, which it's low vibration, law of attraction, sends us right back into the same old experience. And then we look at it and we see it and we still feel down about it, and then we're offering that sadness or disappointment. And then we go through the door and the law of attraction takes us right back to it. And you can just see the cycle. Around and around and around we go. So the way out of that cycle is feel good. So we want to close down the negative door and we want to open up the feel good door, because the feel good door takes us into this path, into this way between where we are and where we want to be. So feel good is really quite easy when you know the creative process, because let's look at all the ways that we can feel good. One, I explained how our inner being is listening for us, things we don't like, automatically setting them up exactly the way we want them. And there's a feel good for you. Causes anticipation, expectation, eagerness, enthusiasm, excitement. And then you understand this path that is between where you are and where you want to be. And you could easily argue that this is even more exciting. And there's more eagerness and more enthusiasm because you know what your dreams look like. You can sit and think about them and basically feel them emotionally. You can visualize them. So you know what they look like. They're not going to be a big surprise to you when they come, although you are going to enjoy them. But this path, this thing that moves you from where you are to where you want to be, this is full of so many things that are just going to knock your socks off. Things just come to you. The synchronicity, the right time, right place. So much fun and goodness in this path that is the conveyor belt to move you along to receiving what you want. How good can life be? It's so awesome. So when you know this stuff And that's why I say do those balloon experiments, or I see other people are doing other kinds of things like a purple football and a tennis ball, and people are now setting these easy intentions and demonstrating to themselves that this is what's happening. This is the way life is, and we need those demonstrations because we need to trust the process. We need to have confidence that this does work. It's not just me telling you this nice story. It does sound nice, but if it doesn't work, what's the use of it? No use. So you got to demonstrate it to yourself. You got to set those easy intentions to start with so that you can see that it does work, that an intention with no resistance is going to show up, and every time it's going to show up. And then you get your trust to the point where you realize, well, it doesn't matter if it's a purple football or a purple car or a house on the ocean. It's all energy, and if you can have an intention about it, think about it with no resistance, and you have emotion about it, it's got to manifest. That's the way this universe is. That is the law of this universe. So you got all of this feel good in here, all these ways to feel good. And on top of that, you have your current physical reality where there's all kinds of things in there that you could look at in a way that you could see positive aspects of them. You could have gratitude about them, appreciate them. You could see what's working. Now, in physical reality, in most cases, most things, there's a positive and a negative side. So you could choose to look at the positive side, or you could choose to look at the negative side. And depending on how you choose, then that's the door you go through. So are you going to let things in your life that are the way they are you going to let them influence your thinking so you end up going through the negative door? I don't think you want to do that. And especially since you know this now, you definitely don't want to do that, because that just robs you and rips you off of the good life you came for. You don't want to stay in this circle of keep getting things that you don't want. You want to open this door. You want to open this door, and you want to get in on this path and all of these things so that you end up receiving all of this. How good can life be? It's so easy. It's meant to be easy. It's meant to be good. So you got feel good here. And then even in the contrast, even when things are not as you want them to be, you can feel good about them because it caused you to be clear about what you want, and it caused your inner being to set them up for you. So even the unwanted can be a celebration. The path is a celebration. Vibrational reality is a celebration. The good things in your life now, and I'm sure there's probably some good things that you could look at that are pure positive energy, things that you like that are just, there is no resistance, So there's just so many ways to feel good. And yet, from faulty beliefs, we'll look at something in our life that's not the way we like it to be, and we'll let that one thing that literally is a good thing, but faulty beliefs tell us it's a bad thing, or it's a stuck thing, or it's we can't have what we want thing, and we let that consume our entire mind when there's so many good things around us, so easy to feel good. But I do understand, without this knowledge of the creative process and the understanding of all these components, it's a real challenge. It's virtually impossible to get to all this feel good because quite frankly, you're unaware of it. If you're unaware of this is the way it's happening, and this is the cycle of creation, and you just don't know it, and we're not taught growing up, that's for sure, then it's a legitimate thing to say, I can't feel good all the time, only because you don't have access to the information, not because you can. So it's no different than, a child standing on the side of a swimming pool and say, I can't swim. And it's not that they can't swim. Maybe in the moment, sure, they can't swim, but overall, can they swim? Yes, they can swim. What stands between them and swimming? Learning how to swim. We know we could all learn how to swim. It's possible for a human being to swim. So it's not legitimate to say we can't swim, because it'd be like saying we can't learn. Well, we can learn. We can learn to swim, and we can learn how our mind works, and we can learn how this universe works, and then we can learn to feel good all of the time. So another aspect of this path is some amount of time. And from everything I described here, you can see who cares? Who cares how much time it is? Because if you're in here enjoying this path and all the things in it, you're just savoring it. It is like a buffet of life, of all of the goodness of life. So it's accurate to say that the more fun you have, the more you're in here, the faster it comes. But quite frankly, who cares, right? But what slows it down, if you choose negative feeling thoughts, then you slow it down. But if you're going to stay in those good feeling thoughts, then the path that your inner being is going to be one, and it knows what's going to be comfortable for you and enjoyable and fun and easy. And so you just accept that, you trust that, and you just go with the flow. You just keep feeling good and you just keep receiving. And that's the way this all works. So that's the message for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.